Okay, welcome to 10 minutes. Math Makes Easy with Terry in 10 minutes. And we're going to talk about, this is going to be a part 2 of the last part on the standard integral derivatives, okay? All right. So quickly, just to remind ourselves, when we're differentiating trig, do you remember? Please go back to the video on further integration. Go to the playlist in the YouTube channel. You will see it there. I showed you this trick that for sine, you differentiate to cosine. From cosine, you differentiate to minus sine, and minus sine minus cos. So do you remember? So if you're differentiating, you go from sine to cos. You differentiate cos, it's going to give you minus sine. Differentiate minus sine, it's going to give you minus cos. And minus cos is going to give you what? Sine. Now this is going to be different for trig. Okay? What happened? It's still the same format: sine, cosine, minus sine, and minus cosine. For this case, you're going backwards, okay? So from cosine, it's going to give you sine. From sine, it's going to give you minus cosine. From minus cosine, it's going to give you minus sine. And if you integrate minus sine, it's going to give you what? Cosine. That is it, okay? So I will just quickly go through it quickly just to make it clear and just to buck up everything that remains for just those that don't understand. So what I said, when you differentiate cos x, for instance, I showed you in the previous video. So from cos, you're going to get minus sine. So you're going to give you what? Minus sine x. Does that make sense? So let's go back. So now, if you integrate sine x, okay, this sine x, when you integrate sine x, it's going to give you what? Minus what? Cosine x. So it's going to give you minus cosine cos x plus c. So if, for instance, we have, you're integrating 5 sine x, okay? So like I told you, you bring out the constant, it's going to become 5. Integrating what? Sine x. Now, if you integrate sine x, it's going to give you what? Cos x. So it's going to give you minus cos x. It's going to give you 5 minus cos x plus c. So I can write this better as what? Yeah, it's going to give me minus 5 cos x plus c. That's how you solve that. Let's have another example. Let's say we're integrating minus sine x. Okay? Same thing. We have minus sine x here. When you integrate it, okay, remember, for minus sine x, you're integrating is going to give you what? Cos x. Does that make sense? It's going to give you cos x. So that's going to give you cos x plus c. So the same thing. We're integrating minus 5 sine x or sine x minus 5. So the same thing. What do? There are 2 ways of doing this. Either I just bring out the 5 and I leave minus sine x there, or I bring out minus 5 and integrate sine x. It's going to give me the same thing. So I'll bring out the 5, okay? Or I'll just bring out the minus 5 out, so that will be easy. So minus 5, and I will have sine x, okay? So we have minus 5. When you integrate sine x, you're going to give you minus cos x plus c, and this is going to give you 5 cos x plus c, okay? So I'm going to just show you the other one. So if, for instance, I bring out a 5 and I leave the minus sine x there, okay? And I leave the minus sine x there, it still give you the same thing. So it's going to be 5. When you integrate minus sine x, can you see? It's going to give you cos x. So it's going to give you 5 cos x plus c. So you see, we'll get the same thing. So regardless of the method you use, it should give you the same result, all right? So, but the real thing I want you to know is that for differentiation, you go clockwise. For integration, you go anti-clockwise. So it's like you're going back to what you did in the first place, all right? I'm going to do one more because of my time, and just to talk about the standard derivative. One of them I want to introduce as well is what? Tan. So remember when I told you that when you differentiate tan x, okay, in the video, I told you that it's going to give you sec squared x. Do you remember? So when you have tan x, you differentiate tan x, it's going to give you sec squared x. So therefore, when I integrate sec squared x, what should you think it should give me? It should give me what? Tan x. Because the integration is basically the opposite of differentiation. All right? So with that in mind now, I can now easily say, all right, I can solve a question. Let's say I'm integrating 10, this sec squared x dx, okay? I bring out the constant, which is 10, and I have sec squared x dx. Now, when you integrate sec squared x, it's going to give you what? Tan x. So it's going to be 10 tan x, then plus what? C. Remember, because an indefinite integration, you need to add C, okay? In order to get C, you need other information to get the value for C, all right? We'll talk about that in the rest of the video, but we're just talking about the standard integral derivatives today. So that means the answer we're going to get is going to be 10 tan x plus C. And that is the answer for that. Okay. That'll bring us to the end for this video, all right? So quickly, what I said, for differentiating, when you're differentiating, you go clockwise. So if you differentiate sine, it will give you cosine. Cosine will give you minus sine. And minus sine will give you what? Minus cosine. Is that okay? But when you're integrating, it's the opposite. You go the anti-clockwise. So you get cosine to give you sine. From sine to give you minus cosine. Minus cosine will give you minus sine. And minus sine will give you what? Cosine. Is that okay? So now, if you differentiate cosine, it's going to give you minus sine x. Okay? So when you integrate sine x, it's going to give you minus cosine. So in this case, you bring out the constant. And we have integrate sine x is going to give you 5 minus cos x. Does that make sense? So it will not be this. The same thing, integrating minus sine x is going to give you cos x. And that's how we got the answer. Now, the same thing for tan x. The same thing, integrate tan x to give you sec squared x. When you integrate sec squared x, it's going to give you tan x. So when we integrate 10 sec squared x, you bring out the constant, it's going to give you 10 integrating sec squared x. And that'll give you 10 tan x plus c. And that'll be 10 tan x plus c. And that'll be the answer for that. Okay. So thank you for that. So the next video now, I'll be going straight to talking about functions of a linear functions. Okay. So we'll go straight to integrating now. All right. So there I'm going to talk about how do you integrate things like with the letter. I'm going to play around with different things. So I advise that please make sure you watch the next video as we start integrating. Please don't forget to like, share, or subscribe, all right? So you can get notification for the next videos. Thank you very much.